So, and with that, a warm welcome. It's great that you are joining us today for this little community washing video. Today, Christian is here and has brought his wonderful white seat Leon. In beautiful sunshine and of course fully in cooking form, the front of the vehicle is like that. But it cannot be avoided, it is just the way it is. However, we will definitely pay attention to it. He is currently clearing out all his stuff and getting everything ready. I am also just here watching videos. I will now take my BMW out in case someone wants to drive in. I don't want to block the space, and then we'll take a look at what equipment Christian has. It's always cool to take a little peek into what other people are doing. What do they have with them? What do they use and how do they use it? And can we maybe optimize a few things? He is preparing everything. I will take the E out now, and then I wish you all a lot of fun with this very relaxed washing video with Christian and me. Let's get started. Christian, can you briefly tell us what you have with you? What are you using for the pre-cleaning? What about for the main cleaning? Just very short and compact. Yes, let's go over it.
As I said, as always, pressure sprayer pre-cleaning is cheaper. It has worked very well so far. Exactly, I can see everything already prepared at home.
Just the foam sprayer, and then you have it with you too.
Foam sprayer with shape, so with shinier wash. I have the food foam, and then I wanted to try the Detonate shampoo as well. Whether that works in the thousands?
Yes. So you're basically doing two steps now. Wait a minute. You're using an alkaline pre-cleaner and then applying foam again.
So, one more time. Yes. Let's soak everything a bit more. Okay. That would be my method because after the pre-cleaning and rinsing, I still find that there are always a few too many small residues left. And I just wanted to loosen it a bit more, like in 2001, for example, the bird droppings weren't completely loosened, or the bee droppings, so I just want to add a bit more foam and soak it a little more.
Okay, because in terms of cleaning performance, an alkaline pre-cleaner is actually stronger than a whole pH emergency solution, but you just have to try it out. And if this works for you time-wise, and it's not a huge extra effort for you, then I would definitely say you can do it.
This is also my long version of how I like to do it. New Cake shampoo, the great one. I bought.
Here's my product, one of my favorites. Then I see Vampire Light Wheel Cleaner, McCann Spray Head. Here is the Fruit Snow Foam. Here we have already laid out a few coins. Down here is a pressure sprayer, foam sprayer. This is still my wash bucket from one of my last videos. I didn't want to pour the water out now. That's 12.5 liters, and we will just put it into Christian's wash bucket because we don't need to draw new water out. Let's take a quick look in the trunk again. I parked nicely in the shade here behind, so that somewhat in 2021, the car doesn't heat up too much. I see a drying towel here. I have to say Christian has taken a bit of advice from me. So if you're wondering, Sebastian, these are actually all products that you also like to use. Yes, that's true. So we have this nice orange ADBL here, right? Yes, exactly, that's right.
The only thing I don't have, like you do, but will buy soon, is the Chemical Guy's wheel brush. Right. And that's why I first used an alternative brush, which is also nice and soft, for the wheels.
But as long as it still works, I mean, I'm not asking you to buy anything here or anything like that. As long as it still works, just take it easily. What I don't really like here is this.
Yes, exactly. I don't like that either. It shakes a bit back and forth, but it doesn't personally bother me.
Hold on a second. I want to test something. Hold the wheel brush. Okay. This is a bit what makes it difficult for me, especially when you're working in the rear area, because there are no holding tabs here, for example. It just slips over.
Okay, as I said, that was a good alternative that I just thought of. Give it a try. You test it out too, just like you do. Yes, we like to cook a bit with ADBL.
Hybrid glass cleaner. Let's just go through this quickly. Rim Tech Top like wheels. Synthetic spray wax. An absolute classic. What do we have here? High-end rubber cleaner. Exactly, for the tires and hair and glue remover. For when you have some stubborn stuff on, tar stains or similar. What else do we have here? Slippy for kneading. Once again. For thirst. And here's the Greenstar on the stick. And here we also have the rust remover for the white car. Of course, right? If you want, you can take a quick look at the rust spots I see. Just a quick glance. There, it's starting to get going. Here, a bit. There, a little.
And one must also say that the car is from December 2023. So let's see, what do we have now? We are now just at the beginning of May. So the car is now 5 months old, and you can already see that there is some surface rust present.
Yeah, well, we have a lot of railway facilities here, right? Selbstenberger station and all sorts of things. So that can happen sometimes. All right then, go ahead. Let's get a good overview. You definitely have enough washing gloves with you. And then we'll get started. So I'm here again with a different microphone. We always have to make sure that we can all understand each other well. Now the sound should be a bit clearer again. You see, Christian is now putting his golden dirt trap into my bucket. We just have to remember to switch everything back here afterwards. But we do see each other more often because our children go to the same kindergarten. And that's why he approached me there, since he had also contacted me via WhatsApp. And I didn't know him. I don't always recognize people's faces. And that's why he contacted me. And we wanted to do something like car care. And then I said, sure, let's definitely go for it. And that's how this video came about. And then let's take a look at how Christian is doing this here. We just discussed it again because he first used an alkaline pre-cleaner and then applied snow foam. And I have to say, I find that, especially when the car is standing here in the sun, you have a very high risk that everything dries out. And that's why we decided to maybe change the tactic a bit. He is now spraying on an alkaline pre-cleaner. We can take a look here. So here we can already see the reason why an alkaline pre-cleaner can be very, very useful, because there are really insect residues here. I don't know if you can see the white paint. I'm creating a bit of shadow. Here you can see a lot of bird dropping. And the advantage of the pressure sprayer here is, as you can see, you can simply pump it briefly, or you don't have to pump as long as with the foam sprayer. You really have a very nice long spray duration here. And there's a lot going on. Also here in the other bays, we will also take a Tesla, a Mercedes, and over there another transporter. So currently quite busy, but no queue. Everything is relaxed. 2001.
So now Christian is going over here with his pressure sprayer. I hope you enjoy these little videos, even though the wash videos are of course a bit longer, but you get to experience how the viewers, how the community is excited about car care and cleaning their cars. I also think it's great that he starts in the shade and only sprays the sunny areas last, because if you start here in front, it gets really hot, 100%. I can already feel it with my hand. Yes, it's not hot yet, but already quite warm. So you practically go over it at the end and then wait 1 or 2 minutes and it already shines. Especially with black cars, the cleaner dries very quickly. And with white cars, you also have significant heating, but not as extreme as with black. So if I were to place my blue BMW here now, we can briefly go to the rear while Christian is still spraying everything with the Greenstar mixture. Here with my car, it's already boiling. It's been in the sun just as long as his, and the back is really heating up. I also just praised you in the video because you spray the sunny spots at the end, not at the beginning. If you do it the other way around, everything here at the front will dry out immediately. And I just did the test. Your car's paint temperature is by far not as hot as mine at the rear. You can immediately notice it by the color. The darker the color, indeed the greater the heat development. So now we move to the front of the car because there are really a lot of insects on it, and an alkaline pre-cleaner is really suitable for this. You can also mix an FX Protect Gravity here, which has a bit more power than the Greenstar, and you can also remove the dosing piece. So when using Greenstar, you always have to apply a bit more product because it is a bit milder in terms of pH value, and I also find in terms of the cleaning surfactants, it is also a bit, well, what should I say, milder, which essentially means weaker. I would recommend that if you want to use a bit less product, maybe go for something like FX Protect Gravity or Citrus PR from Shiny Garage, as it just has more punch, but you don't need to use as much. You should be around 30 to 40, at most 50. Yes, and now everything is dissolving nicely here. Let's take a look at the front. Yes, you can really see how it has completely fallen apart, like that same disgusting slime. I don't want to put it on, it runs down, and the flies, come on, I'm doing this for you, the flies are here. Look, I need to wash my finger here. It's really getting dirty. Yuck. But I'm fully committed for you. And your tactic is to use a pre-cleaner. And when do you do the rims? So when do you spray the rims?
I would quickly get on my way and start with the rims, taking it step by step.
And I look up front to make sure nothing dries out unnecessarily, and then I spray over it again. It's always a bit tricky in the sun, but everyone has to deal with that a little. Just once around. I also don't want to constantly chat with him in quotes because he wants to make sure that nothing dries out here and to stick to his routine. That's why I'm just commenting on the whole thing a bit, and you can enjoy it. Now he's going over it with the vampire light. Also, one of my absolute favorite wheel cleaners with a Canon spray head. Really very nice. But I actually find that for a wheel cleaner, it's fine. So if someone says it stinks, then I can't help anymore. That.
Very nice products. I am always convinced, and also about how everything smells. Really delicious.
So for rims, no, food wouldn't work. But for wheel cleaner, it's really absolutely brilliant. The vampire light is also top-notch in terms of price. Yes, As I said, I just don't want to hold you up in any way because we don't want anything to dry. You can see here he is spraying from top to bottom. This means the pre-cleaner is also running over the rim again. Then the rims can now always soak a little longer. The ADV also doesn't need 3, 4, or 5 minutes. So you don't need to let a lot of time pass now. You can really just rinse it off from top to bottom right away, and then go over it again with a wheel brush or wheel mitt, and everything will be perfectly removed. You don't even need 5 minutes of contact time. Yes, I step aside a bit because otherwise everything will be completely on me. Yes, if you enjoy videos like this, please feel free to give a thumbs up. I would be very, very happy. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, I'll display my WhatsApp number below. You can always reach me directly there. Could you send me a message, or please send a short voice message? No 5 to 10 minute voice messages. Could you also send me a picture of the problem you have with the vehicle? It makes it easier for me to help you, and I am always reachable for you, and actually get back to you daily. For those who have already used it, they know that I am actually right on it, and always available again. Yes, we will let Christian rinse off a bit now because I don't need to film the whole time, and then we will look at the next step. So there he is again, going around the car. Now he's getting really close to the front. You can also get a bit closer with the high school planning. Everything is really set very, I would say, very mild, at least here with us at Spots. You can also work below 30 centimeters, as they are very gentle and user-friendly. You simply go over the special areas again, and then you work your way over the entire surface once more, addressing specific spots, and then it will work out.
Start to let the rims dry slowly because the rim is in the sun.
Yes. So now, towards the rim, all boxes are occupied. You see here 2 VW buses, and Max is starting with that. And I believe there is also a small wash bucket with a small chenille cloth for water in the back. So hand washing is also possible for us. But just a reminder to all of you out there, if you are allowed to wash at any SD box, please make sure that I don't end up forming a line behind you. So don't go to the self-service car wash during peak times, maybe, if possible, in the early morning hours. So, for example, in the evening you can wonderfully clean the vehicle here without anyone complaining, at least not for us. And it's all very relaxed. So I think over there is Zil, back there at the traffic light. You know him with his Fiesta, causing a traffic jam. So, good. And then after rinsing the wheels, he sprays snowboard on them again. Or we can just see what Hisanander is doing, whether he chooses a different method here. It's always interesting to see what people use and what products they employ. And as I mentioned earlier, Christian also reached out to me. I should name a few favorites soon and put something together. And you just saw that at the back with all the products. There were many items that I can absolutely recommend. And that's why, in my opinion, he really has a nice setup already. So then he gets started, a bucket washing method with a dirt trap, so the classic washing method. He also has several gloves included. He can switch them out as well. I still have my glove in there, the turquoise and white one from ChemicalWorkz. It has the ADBL, the orange 2001.
What kind of shampoo do you have in there?
I have the power foam here now, a bit of Dr. Whack. But you can also add a little bit of the Deturner because you wanted to test it. Go ahead and add it. I didn't think of that, of course. Just put in a little bit. Yes, very good. There should be a camera with a scent sensor. Exactly, that's already completely sufficient. But regarding the cleaning performance, we are a bit in the shadows. It actually looks really good. We still have a few light, loose residues here, which are revealed, for example, from the roof railing. Sometimes it runs out a bit like that. Those are actually sometimes the residues that are still there. Or for example, something like this. It just comes out from the crevices here. It gets rinsed out and then sits on the paint, because here you can see it comes off immediately. So this is just very loose dirt. Here, you can just quickly zap it away. Sometimes a bit of dirt comes out here. A lot settles down here or underneath. And then with the pressure washer, you flush it out. Thousands, then it lies here like this. And one thinks the pre-cleaning was poor, but actually it just came out from all these little crevices. Because even back here, for example, it looks very nice. Look, there's nothing significant left on it. Here, there's just some loose fly dirt. And here, there's also something that has come off a bit. And the wash mitt picks that up, and then it is simply cleaned. It is important that it looks nice. Turn the gloves inside out as well. You can also see the back side of the glove being used here. And then you have a very nice sliding film. I'll take a look at how, yes, very nice in terms of gliding. That's what it's all about. You don't need those huge amounts of foam. Rather, it's about having a nice gliding shampoo. And then it works. Very, very well.
When are you going? Are you going over it again with the wheel brush now? Or when, in quotation marks, I will just go over the remaining water that I didn't use, and I'll just go a little bit into the wheel bed.
Okay, so hand washing. You wash it once now.
Exactly.
And then you quickly do all 4 wheels again.
Exactly. Just a little bit at the very end before I rinse the car completely. Sure, rinse.
All right, good. So you really need to pay attention that when you continue with the topic of wheels, nothing dries on the front. That's why I would go over the front a bit again, for example. We can check to see if a lot has already dried. Everything is still good. That is really the advantage of a good shampoo, that it stays on as long as possible, doesn't leave stains, and doesn't dry out. It works very, very well with the Deturner cake shampoo. Okay, let's leave Christian to continue here in peace, and then we'll take another look at the topic of wheels. Yes, exactly. That is surface rust. Now, if we do a test, keep washing and I'll spray a little wheel cleaner on it. Just for the people. To see or to identify what Flughouse actually is. Just so you can see it. So here you see this spot there. If we now just apply some wheel cleaner here again, but it can also come a bit from the tree. Sometimes it's not so easy to assess from a distance. But here in this case, you see it dissolves everything. So this is a typical rust spot. There we have it. And here we can see it really well. There are spots everywhere that we didn't see before. Look, you can remove surface rust every 3 to 4 months if it's really bad for you. Otherwise, you can see here what is on the paint from the small iron oxide particles. It then colors in all the little spots that you hadn't seen before. And the big one here, you can wipe over it again. But now you can really see how much surface rust is actually on it, which you couldn't see before.
Just always a combination.
While Christian is washing again, I will refill my coin supply here because I also don't have much left. And that's why 2015. Let's throw some chips and then play a round of gambling here. And unfortunately, no win. So let's see. Round 2. I'm pulling the lever on the one-armed bandit. He doesn't want my money. I just painted it fresh yesterday, using... Yes, now. And pull here on the bandit and jackpot. All right. Now I'm putting the coins in here and taking them to Bellagio to exchange them. We have now dampened the hood a bit again so that when it is in the sun, we simply don't get any dried spots. And now Christian is quickly going over the inner areas of the rims again. And we are also taking another look. He took a bit more water, fresh shampoo, exactly. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes you use more, sometimes less, depending on the situation. But you can always quickly refill with us at this sink. That's the advantage we have here. But the rims actually look quite clean. And I think we will see that now. I suspect there won't be much dirt left inside here. And you can see nicely how the sign always falls. Do you hold it with your finger? No, you can say that.
Yes, as I said, just for me to test if this is something, let's say, worthwhile.
So thin is definitely good. I have to say.
Let's go through this and see if there's a lot of dirt in there. But I think since it's the rear axle and the brake discs are really long, we just noticed that
Christian has a hybrid here, and with that, you have this recuperation. This means that when you approach something, it simply brakes using the electric motor, and you hardly have any brake dust at the back. It's a similar phenomenon with our CUPRA. You barely notice any brake dust on the rims. There's almost nothing at all. And here, the car has more brake dust at the front. At the back, it is really absolutely minimal in this variant.
yes, you can still get by well.
Yes, well indeed, totally in the light. The A&O, absolutely top-notch.
I'll just slide in a little bit here. Just a tiny bit more. But it effortlessly glides nicely.
You don't always have to do such an intensive wash, but I would recommend, depending on how much you drive, to wash it every 2 months, depending on how often you wash it. But you don't have to do it all the time. unless you feel like it and have the time. But if you do it regularly, let's say every 8 weeks, then during the 2001 tire change to winter or summer, you won't always have those extremely caked dirt areas on the rim, and sometimes just a rim cleaner wash will be enough. So the big advantage is that if you wash regularly, you won't have to deal with this. Yes, exactly. I have said that before, that the mechanics, when they change it, or even when you change it yourself, shouldn't have completely dirty hands. So now you take the program Shine Rinse. This is the demineralized water here. 2001 for white. Of course, water spots are not so nice to see, but we don't want them on the windows anyway. And then the car is simply rinsed off completely again. Let's move back a bit. And this will rinse away all the shampoo residues. The rim cleaner and shampoo water are used again to remove everything that remains as residue from the rims. And so the vehicle can then be dried afterwards. I also saw that he has already prepared the ad block. Let's go a bit into the shadow area. And there he has the advantage that he can seal his rims ideally and quickly until the next wash. Next to us, a motorcycle is being cleaned as well. So there's always a lot going on, especially with the current weather and the start of the season. It's just really busy here. So I need to apply the wet sealant here, and then Christian can simply follow up afterwards. So he can now quickly seal his rims again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, he has already sprayed it here. Everything is nicely beading off. Unfortunately, I can't film it directly right now because otherwise we would get completely wet. But you can see it very, very nicely here. So, now you've seen it again. Good. Now let's move on to drying. You can see here, the vehicle is still not sealed in that area. You can already see these large water puddles on the roof. In this case, a dry blade would really be useful. Now he does it right. He first focuses on the areas that are in the sun so that the water doesn't start to dry there. That's exactly right. You usually say to dry from top to bottom, but in this case, when the vehicle is completely in the sun, you first remove the water residues from there, and that works very, very well. I believe it has to be 1400 GSM, exactly. And so, first we cover the entire area because the vehicle is clean. That means it's not a problem if we go back to the roof after working on the front, which has become really super clean. It's not a hassle at all. And by using bright colors here, for example the green one, you can always check if you've missed any spots where dirt residues might have gotten in. It can happen from time to time, but from a distance everything looks great. And you can also see the beautiful snow white. Everything here is wonderful again. When you consider how it looked before, all covered in insects, so the cleaning works very well. You can still optimize a few small things, especially the order, but that's why he said, let's meet here at the SPI box and take a look at what can be improved. Actually, the only thing is to optimize the order a bit more. Otherwise, in terms of equipment, he has very, very good products. A very good cleaner, pre-cleaner, and a flat drying cloth, which can effectively dry the vehicle even in the unsealed areas. The paint also folds. Yes, you can see that your roof is not sealed. Something needs to be done about that eventually. Right now, you have the large water pools. But that works for now. Exactly, I said that too. Still dry blade. But the cloth does the job. Look, there's nothing. Nothing on it. That's what matters. And then you make a long arm and dry the vehicle completely. And then it looks nice and clean again. Well, at this point, we are done. Thank you again to Christian for the wonderful washing video. I hope you were able to take something away from it. You have seen a few products that you might not have known before, and I am always available for questions. Feel free to contact us on WhatsApp, and then we will all make our way home again. Car clean, shining white, insects gone. And with that, I wish you all a nice day today. I wish you a really great start to the season at this point, and also wish Christian a relaxing rest of the day. We'll see you again in the next washing video, folks. Take care. Bye.